Well, hey there. Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back to the channel here for this installment of Open Mic, the show where the mic is open, the floor is yours. What are the topics you guys want to discuss? That's what we're here to do here today. My name is, of course, John Campea. It's awesome to have you guys here. I'm joined in studio by Ray Ora.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
We got Jonathan Voico.
Hello.
And yeah, there's two different ways you can get a question or a topic on the show for us to discuss. The first way is to use our tip link that you can write into anytime 24/7 at www.streamelements.com/JohnCampea/tip. The second way is if you happen to be watching this as we're doing it live, you guys can use the super chat feature, send it on in. And if your topic or question is appropriate to be used on the show, we will address it here on today's show. All right. Listen, it is, we're getting close to Loki season 2 and the Marvels coming out. And, we're a little bit disappointed by some of the stuff we've had recently from the MCU. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 notwithstanding, which was just awesome. And the Guardians Christmas special, which was also awesome. But, somebody wrote into me today on the show earlier asking about Loki season 2. And I mentioned I'd be lying if I said I was super excited about it because, I'm going to watch it. I'm looking forward to seeing it, but I'd be lying if I was excited. So somebody wrote to me shortly after the show and said, well, what are you excited about with the upcoming Marvel stuff? So I thought we would take a little bit of time here today to go through the upcoming Marvel projects, and I'll give a little bit of a score, a little bit of score as to how much potential I think it has to be good. All right. Now, of course, any of these projects could be amazing. Any of them could be. But I'm going to give you my kind of ranking on how much potential I think it really has. So
how are you scoring this on 1 through 10 or something like that?
Yeah, I'll go 1 through 10.
All right.
We'll go 1 through 10 on this.
Nothing's going to hit 5.
Nothing is going to hit 5. All right. Let's kick this thing off here. We're going to start off with Loki season 2. By the way, I'm using Esquire here, who's got their list of upcoming. It's a little outdated. Like you're going to see Agatha has the wrong title on it, but still, these are the upcoming things. So Loki season 2. Okay, so if I had to give a score, you know what? I'm going to bring this over here, I think, for now. Yeah, there we go. All right. So if I had to give, let's see, Loki, I'll give that with an LK. I'm going to give that a 6. Again, Loki is one of my favorite characters in all of the MCU. I wasn't thrilled with the first season. I don't think the trailers have been particularly great for this season either. So I'm going to go with 6. Okay. So that's how much potential. Again, and any of these could end up being 10s. I'm just saying this is the potential I think it has right now. All right. Next up, we got the Marvels. Okay. I was going to put TM for the Marvels. I actually think there's more potential to this than people are giving it credit for. I like the first Captain Marvel movie. Didn't love it. It was a middling MCU movie, but still pretty solid. I love Ms. Marvel. Ms. Marvel's where it all comes from. I think the newest trailer they just put out was by far the best trailer they put out because, Rob and I were complaining about the other trailers they put out, kind of mediocre, not so good. I'm actually going to give the Marvels a potential of 7. Again, it might be crap, but I'm going to give it the potential of 7. All right. Let's move over here. Are we frozen? Oh, there we go. Okay. Next up, we got Echo. I don't think anybody's going to be surprised here by this. So we're just going to say Echo. I think the potential is a 2. I'm sorry. They introduced the character on the Hawkeye series, and they just did not do a good job with this character. And this is a character, if you know her from the comic books, that has a lot of potential, but I've got no reason. I have yet to see a legitimate reason why to feel hopeful for this show. So for right now, again, might end up surprising us. I love it when they do that. But for now, I'm going to have to give Echo a 2 out of 10. Okay. Now we go over to Agatha. And of course, this says House of Harkness. That was never the title. It was then Agatha, Coven of Chaos. Mm-hmm. And now the official title is Agatha, the Darkhold Diaries. Right. Which I think is a good one. I cannot wait for this. Catherine Hahn is a goddess as far as I'm concerned. I loved the character in WandaVision, like deeply. I love that it's getting into a different dimension, not literal dimension, but getting into another layer of the MCU, which is the magic and stuff like this. So I'm actually going to say Agatha has a potential of 8. That's my highest score so far is 8. All right, moving on here. Well, we got the man. Deadpool 3. Listen, I have said on record that I think the announcement of Deadpool 3 with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman coming in as Wolverine is, other than the return of Star Wars, I think the biggest and best movie news I've ever been having the privilege of covering since doing this as a job. And considering how great Deadpool 1 and 2 are, this is a 10. This has the potential of a 10. This has the potential to be the best Marvel movie ever. I'm not saying it's going to be. Could be terrible. Who knows? But in pure terms of potential and how good this can be, I think the sky's the limit. It's going to be a 10 for potential. All right. Then we got Captain America Brave New World. And this has got a lot of different moving pieces going to Brave New World. All right. So Captain America Brave New World. First of all, Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson has been fantastic in the MCU. Ever since he was first introduced with On Your Left and all that kind of stuff, he has been a terrific performer in this franchise. But are people going to be able to, I mean, they did an okay job. I mean, the story of him philosophically taking up the shield in Falcon the Winter Soldier was the best part about that show. Is the general movie-going audience ready to see somebody other than Steve Rogers as Captain America? I don't know. Are they going to do a good job convincing me? I'm not sure. I didn't think Falcon the Winter Soldier was great. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. Didn't live up to my hopes for it, but it was all right. But you got Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross in this thing. So I'm going to say, and I think they're going to put a lot of energy into this. I really do. I'm going to say the potential for this thing, I'm going to give an 8 for potential. All right. Let's move on here. Next up, we got listed Ironheart. And I don't know, guys. This is kind of like the Echo situation where they introduced a character in another show and they didn't do a great job introducing her. I honestly don't think they did a great job with the potential this character had in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. It's another Iron Man suit. Okay. Now everybody's got Iron Man suits now. Spider-Man was wearing an Iron Man suit. Dora Milaje have Iron Man suits now. Ironheart has an Iron Man suit now. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm kind of over it. You guys know I was already kind of over it when they gave Spider-Man an Iron Man suit. I was over it. So again, I'm just speaking for myself here, guys. Not as low as Echo. Potential, yes, but I'm going to say this has a potential of 4. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Let's move on to this. Daredevil Born Again. Look, I don't know that there's any show that they announced that got more excitement going for it than Daredevil. Especially with Charlie Cox coming back in the lead role. We got Vincent D'Onofrio coming back to play the role in which he was born to play. But at the same time, some people were kind of let down by the iteration of Charlie Cox that we had in She-Hulk. I actually didn't mind the Charlie Cox Matt Murdock iteration in She-Hulk. That's one of the least crappy things about that show. So I still think there's a lot of potential there. I'm going to give the Daredevil Born Again series a 7. Potential is 7. By the way, forgive the chicken scratch. I'm trying to write on my iPad that's on a totally vertical thing like this. It's kind of difficult. Anyway. All right. We move on to the next project here. And we got Thunderbolts. Okay. So Thunderbolts, I'm just going to put this as a TB here. Thunderbolts, I had very little interest in this. And then they announced the lineup. And once they announced the lineup, I did a complete 180 on it. I was seeing that you've got Dave Harbour. Is it David Harbour?
Yeah, David Harbour.
Yeah, David Harbour in there. reprising his role from Black Widow. That was the best part of Black Widow movie, was him, by the way. And what is his name again? The Red
Guardian.
Is it Red Guardian?
Yeah.
Absolutely the best part of the Black Widow movie. I love it. Seeing Bucky being a part of it, discount Captain America, having Yelena in there. This is a really cool, eclectic collection of these weird characters that I think could be really fun. It's going to be good to see Ghost coming back again. I think this thing's got way more potential now. I got way more excited about it. And it might surprise you, but I'm actually going to give this thing a 9. I actually think there's a ton of potential with Thunderbolts. Again, could be total garbage. What's that?
Harrison Ford's in there too.
And Harrison Ford also from Captain America is going to be in there too. So you know he's not going to die in Captain America. All right. Then we come up to the one Ray's waiting for. Blade.
Oh, wow. We're actually going to include it?
I know, even though I don't know that there's even a 50-50 chance that this movie actually happens.
This imaginary movie?
But listen, you've got two-time
Two-time
Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali is the lead. The moment they announced that, everybody took this movie dead seriously.
I don't care if you're 75, you're still going to give me my Blade movie.
Blade is, according to reports, still coming. Now, remember, they hired a brand new writer.
Oh.
Remember, they hired they announced it, we talked about on the show, a brand new writer 24 hours before the writer's strike.
That speeds things up, right? When they replace a writer?
Yes, completely.
That usually makes it faster, right?
Makes everything go faster.
So maybe like
and it guarantees it even more. But come on. I mean, this is a character oozing with potential. You got a 2-time Academy Award winner playing it. They have not recycled, but they've gone through different sets of writers, so you know they're taking it seriously, right? Like, the one good thing out of a bad situation of having to replace directors and replace writers is it does at least show you that the studio has something of a commitment to their vision of what they want this character to be. Because of that,
don't do me dirty, John. Don't do me dirty.
I'm gonna go 8. I mean, there are some things to be worried about too, right? That the fact that they've had to go back and do things like that. 8
+2.
No, just 8. There's been too many problems for me to give much higher, and too many delays. That's a little concerning. It's a little problematic. All right, let's go over to this here.
I stopped listening.
There's What If Season 2. I'll be honest with you, I'm not even going to score What
10,
If Season
baby.
2. Doesn't even really count, in my opinion.
Oh, man.
Well, then we got the Fantastic Four.
You didn't even score it.
Nah, I'm not even going to bother.
Come on, we got some fans.
It's a means nothing
Okay,
series.
I'll score it.
Okay,
7.
7?
Just because some of the weird stories they have, I'm really into it, and I like that.
I like how they tied it all together too.
I'll give them that. I like the animation style of that show for real. Like I like what they did there. Maybe a 7 just because maybe we could get a live action character out of it. I don't know.
It's just completely inconsequential.
I know it is.
Like, I know they ended up using Captain Carter in Doctor Strange 2, right? And they introduced that character in What If, sure. But if you never saw What If, it didn't matter. Like, and that's what I mean by it feels like a completely inconsequential sort of thing.
But what if they start doing the hard-hitting stuff? Like, what if Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, like animation? Like,
again, it's completely inconsequential, right? It's completely inconsequential if they do. Although
Ray gives up.
I'd be there for it. Yeah. But I think they're doing that in the live action.
Yeah.
I think Deadpool and Wolverine are teaming up to go after another dimension's dark version of Deadpool who's doing a Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. I don't know that. I'm just guessing. But that's kind of my guess. All right, let's get to this. We're getting to Fantastic Four. All right. So let's go to the computer screen here. Fantastic Four.
This.
I
want to see that.
Oh, okay. So we've lost. Have we lost our screen? There we go.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. I mean, again, some concerns. They went through some filmmaker switcheroos and stuff like that. All the casting rumors going around. Look, the reality is this. Nobody's been able to crack the Fantastic Four code yet, right? They took a couple of swings at it. Other studios did. Didn't work out. And I have a feeling more attention is going to be paid to X-Men characters. This is the original family of comics. Are they past their prime? Does the idea of an invisible girl, a stretchy man, a rock man, and a fireman, does that appeal to audiences anymore? Can you tell a good story with it? I believe they can, and I believe they will. So I'm going to give Fantastic Four the same score I'm giving Blade. I'm going to give it an 8. And you know this is a real passion project, one for Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige's really, really passionate about this one. Okay. Then we get on to one that I'm really kind of curious about, and that's Armor Wars. Now, they recently kind of changed directions on this. Is our screen not coming up again? They recently changed directions on this again, where they were going to make this a television series, and they decided instead to give it the movie treatment, which I'm thrilled about. I'm absolutely thrilled about that.
So you see that as a positive then?
I see it as 100% positive thing, especially when Marvel has not figured out how to do TV shows properly, right? They don't know how to space them out. They don't know how to tell stories that are properly told in lengths that television series are. They only know how to tell movie stories. And so far their television shows, with the exception of WandaVision, have been elongate. They take a movie story and then stretch it out over 6 pathetic episodes at really pathetic runtimes and whatever. Them changing Armor Wars to a movie version, I think is really good. And I think this is going to tie in directly. I don't know this for sure. This is just me speculating. I think this is going to tie in directly to Falcon and the Winter Soldier season 1 with Sharon. Because remember, that thing ends with Sharon Carter.
Oh, right.
Going like saying, I got access to all this stuff now. I think that's going to tie right in. So I'm going to give Armor Wars a 7. I think there's some pretty neat potential there. And let Rhodey get center stage for a bit. All right. Now we get into the big hitters here.
All the big hitters.
Avengers, Kang, Dynasty. And there we go. So Avengers, Kang, Dynasty. Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think this has a lot of potential. I think, now this is just me speaking for myself, okay? I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I am not real confident in the writers they have on right now, although there's been some whispers that they're swapping those writers out. We haven't heard anything official yet. I think the multiverse in Marvel has been a complete disaster. I think it's been a complete disaster. And now we're talking about, the only good thing I can really think about here is that they're finally going to wrap up the multiverse.
I feel like it's not even like, it's easy to say, well, it's the multiverse problem. It's not, they stretched out all these storylines. They kept adding more characters. Feige said, oh, we're going to get a movie that explains it all. They just keep bringing up movies that don't explain it all. That's the problem with it. Like, they could have had a tight multiverse story, and then they just blew it.
Well, there's 2 problems, right? Number one, there have been like 5 different types of multiverse just in this phase alone.
Yeah, and none of them really loosely tie, really.
Yeah, like there's been 5 different iterations and definitions of what is multiverse.
Yeah.
There's been the type of multiverse stuff that they talked about in Spider-Man No Way Home. There's the type of multiverse stuff that they talked about in Avengers Endgame. There's the type of multiverse stuff that they touched on in Ms. Marvel. There's the type of multiverse stuff they talked about in Doctor Strange. But like, none of those things have ever been consistent with each other. They've all been like kind of different iterations and different explanations about what multiverse is. The second problem is this, and this is what I said when Kevin Feige at CinemaCon a couple of years ago said, this is now the multiverse saga. I said this, and I believe it's true. The power of comic book movies is when you have the fantastic within the mundane. You guys have heard me use that phrase before, right? The fantastic, something like a Spider-Man in the regular world. The fantastic within the mundane. And it's just awe-inspiring and amazing and rich, and these heroes, these larger-than-life stuff. But once they started going into the inside baseball, yes, the comic, I understand the Fantastic Four, issue number 75. Like, once you get into the really hardcore, deep cut, only the geeks understand this stuff and know this stuff about the multiverse, the stuff that average moviegoers like my mom's a big comic book movie fan, but my mom's not connecting with like, you're getting into this hardcore, deep cut, nerdy comic book stuff. And it's like they forgot that these movies need to serve the general movie-going audience, like at the same time. And I feel like this multiverse nonsense has lost a lot of people. I think there have been a lot of average movie fans who used to enjoy these comic book movies have gotten, going to see Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness is like, what is this? This isn't the fantastic within the mundane. This is the fantastic within the ridiculous. And it's just so out of touch that, I don't know, I just don't think it's worked well. Now, a lot of people disagree with me on that, and that's perfectly fine. It's just, I'm not surprised that we're kind of in the situation that. So Kang Dynasty, and they haven't done a good job with Kang yet to explain or make me even remotely feel, I get it from the comic book pages, but I mean in screen, I have not made them feel at all that Kang is even close to being the threat level that Thanos was. And he's supposed to surpass Thanos. Now I get, but John, the comic book, no, I get it, but who cares about the comic? We're talking about on screen so far. They have not done a good job at that. I'm going to give Avengers Kang Dynasty a 5. It's still an Avengers movie, but by the way, we don't even know who the Avengers are right now. Who are the Avengers? I couldn't tell you a single member of the Avengers. Nobody knows right now, except for maybe Rhodey. I mean, he might be it. And then that leads us into Avengers Secret Wars. And if you know the Secret Wars storyline, this is where it really goes out there, like really out there. And I don't know that a lot of the average movie-going audience is going to gravitate to this. I really don't. Like, if you go and look at something like Star Wars, right? Star Wars is about a farm boy who hooks up with a local wise old man, then connects up with a trucker to go and try to save the girl and beat the bad guys. It's like, even though it's in a galaxy far, far away and it's fantastical, it's still kind of this fantastic within mundane. It's very relatable to a lot of the movie-going audience. And Secret Wars, I am so worried that all they're going to do is appeal to those 2.3% of the moviegoers that go to their local comic shops every week, and only they are really going to get a big kick out of this. I'm worried about it. I have some writer concerns. They may or may not be swapping writers, but the current writing situation they have, I'm a little bit concerned with. And I don't think we know who's directing this one. Like, at least Destin is directing Avengers Kang Dynasty. And
it's going to be
what's that?
Self-directed.
It's going to be self-directed. But I mean, Destin, who directed Shang-Chi and did such a great job directing Shang-Chi, he's at least directing Kang Dynasty. So Secret Wars, though, again, I'm just going to give it a 5.
Oh, snap. So,
I mean, personally, I think the three things... Well, the thing that has the best chance of being really superior good is Deadpool 3. I give that a 10 out of 10. I actually believe, and I never would have thought this before, but I think Thunderbolts next at a 9, and then your next biggest ones are Agatha, Captain America, and Blade, and Fantastic Four. After that, it's really shaky. You know, Loki, I'm not convinced is going to be great. The Marvels, I think, has a good chance of being pretty good. I don't have any hope in Echo.
Watch Echo and Ironheart are like the best things ever.
I hope so. I mean, I would love it. Listen, if this could be like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, remember? Because I had no hope in that movie. I thought that movie was going to be a complete waste of time. And I went into it and I fell in love with that movie. And it's still one of the movies that gives me the most joy. I love it when I actually don't have high expectations for something and it ends up. So I hope Echo kills it. I hope Ironheart kills it. I hope, Loki season 2 kills it. But I'd be lying, guys, if I said I had a lot of hope for them right now. So anyway, guys, question is for you. How would you rank out the potential you see in all the upcoming Marvel projects? Jump on down to the comments below and let me know your thoughts. All right, guys, we are now going to move on and start taking the questions you guys have sent in. But before we do, we're going to take a quick second here and thank a couple of the sponsors of today's episode, our friends at HelloFresh and DraftKings. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of this video, HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Kickstart a fresh fall routine with HelloFresh. HelloFresh handles all the meal planning and shopping to deliver everything you need to cook up a tasty meal right at home. They do the hard part and you get to take the credit. HelloFresh takes the stress out of mealtime by delivering fresh ingredients and easy recipes these right to your door. So this fall, skip that extra trip to the grocery store and have dinner ready in no time with America's #1 meal kit. Like we've mentioned before, Ann and I are both working professionals, and mealtime is sometimes a bit stressful. That's why we absolutely love HelloFresh. It's nutritious, it's delicious, and we actually have a really good time making dinner together. So guys, go to HelloFresh.com/50Campea and use the code 50Campea for 50% off plus 15% off the next 2 months. That's HelloFresh.com/50Campea and use the code 50Campea. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, DraftKings. Can you believe we've had 7 months without an NFL game? Crazy, right? Well, good thing that's over. NFL is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving you a can't-miss offer for Week 1. This week, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you just bet $5 on any NFL game. DraftKings is hooking everyone up with game day greatness. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. Check the app to see what you get. So download now and use the code CAMPEA to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code CAMPEA only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See dkng.co/football for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. And thank you to our friends at HelloFresh. Ann and I love HelloFresh. And, of course, DraftKings for sponsoring this episode of Open Mic. All right, guys, with that done, let's get to your questions here, shall we? Jonathan, what we got up first?
Okay, we've got Joe Adonis T, who writes with a two-parter. Hi, John, and Ray. That episode of Lioness last night was excellent. Is Taylor Sheridan really that good of a writer that he gets movie stars like Kevin Costner, Helen Mirren, Harrison Ford, Nicole Kidman, Zoe Saldana, Sylvester Stallone, and Morgan F. Freeman? Or has the TV landscape changed so much that there is no more distinction between just TV stars and just movie stars? Thanks.
I think that transition happened just a couple of years ago. It used to be that you'd never see movie stars sullying themselves by going and doing a TV show. It was very, very rare. Or somebody was kind of past their prime of being a movie star and then they went and did TV or something like that. But that's not the case anymore. And yeah, Taylor Sheridan is a guy who can get that. I mean, the success of Yellowstone really kicked it off. He had some fantastic movie success. And I haven't watched Lioness Special Ops yet. Haven't watched it yet. But everybody I know who watched it just loves it, and it's in mine and Ann's queue, so we're going to watch it. Can't wait to see it. But yeah, Taylor Sheridan's that powerful in Hollywood right now. All right, what's next?
Spider Yavnik writes, hey, gang, I wanted to ask if any one of you listens to Imagine Dragons. They did a show in Tel Aviv recently, and that was one of the best shows I've been in. All of their songs come from a deep place about depression, and it helped me with my own.
They are the ones who do the, if I'm not mistaken, as long as I'm not thinking of the wrong band. What's that?
The Arcane song?
Yeah, the Arcane.
Right.
Ooh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy.
That's the only song I know.
And a song that's on my playlist right now that I don't know why, but I listen to it like once. I listen to it at least once on my drive into work every morning. It's their song from the last Mission Impossible movie, Friction. Can't fight the friction. Don't.
Oh, yeah.
I love that song. I get in my car and I just love it. It's fantastic. So yeah, I do like Imagine Dragons. All right, what's next?
The Galaga guy. Hey, everyone from Israel. First of all, I just wanted to thank you for doing the show with such love and passion. John, really like the Marvel ranking video. Would love to see a Pixar ranking video as well. Also, why do you hate Disneyland so much?
I'm not going to go into it again. I've made videos years ago about why I hate Disneyland, and why I'll never go back there again. Fuck Disney. I say that as I'm wearing a Star Wars hat.
Except
whatever. I still love Star Wars, but yeah, listen, whatever. But so I'm not going to go into that again right now. The idea of doing I don't know why I've never thought about that. Doing a good Pixar ranking video. That's actually a pretty good idea. I think we will do that sometime in the next few weeks. Thank you for the suggestion. All right, what's next?
Rev Matt writes, hi, John and crew. We all have those movies that we consider so awful they're amazing. I have to say that Highlander 2 falls into that category. I wouldn't say it's amazing. Right up there with The Rock, Scorpion King. Which flicks get your vote?
There's so awful it's good, and then there's so awful that it's just unredeemable, and that is Highlander 2 to me. That being said, it's the one I always say. It's Vanilla Ice is Cool as Ice. That is the greatest awful movie of all time. It's so terrible, but I love watching it. Get together. If you've never seen Vanilla Ice is Cool as Ice, get a few buddies together, have some adult beverages, order some food, sit down, and get ready to have a really, really good time watching Vanilla Ice's Cool as Ice. That's the one. All
Or
right,
Meg 2.
Or Meg 2. Meg 2 could be that for you as well. All right, what's next?
Dwayne Jackson writes, "Hey, John and family, with Charter Communications and Disney at opposite sides on the problem, who is going to blink first? Pulling all sports content related off content?
Cable? Oh.
Yeah, cable probably. Is leaving customers with a sour taste when this gets resolved?"
You know what? I don't think it's going to get resolved. One of the executives of Charter just basically, look, we all know cable's dying, right? Cable is dying. It's in its last days. Every year, we just did a story a couple of weeks ago where for the first time ever, people using their television for watching cable TV was below 50%. It was at 49 point something percent, the lowest, and it goes down every year. Cable is dying. Everybody knows it. The cable companies know it. And one of the executives at Charter, what Charter wants to do now is completely change the way the finances work. But in a world where Disney wants to take ESPN and move it completely digitally, really, in the long run, they're not inclined to do that. And so one of the executives at Charter just said, if we can't get Disney to sign this new deal, we're just going to get out of the video business.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the first time we've actually heard. Remember, Charter Spectrum is the number 2 cable company in America. And they just said, we're thinking about just getting out of the cable business and just focusing on being an internet provider. And I don't think this is going to be resolved. I think we are starting to see the final death breaths of cable television. And I think it's going to start with cable spectrum. Maybe not right now. Maybe Charter will bend the knee and just eat it for now. But I think in the next couple of years, you're going to see Charter Spectrum just say, we're done. We're not going to be in the cable business anymore because there's no money to be made in cable. So this is the beginning of the end, I really think. All right, what do we got next?
Okay, moving on to supers, we've got Orange Han. Before Force Awakens and Last Jedi, the second...
It's the game, the movie's the movie, so I don't really think there's much worry there about that. I mean, look, when you get into the stuff like with Star Killer, there's a lot of stuff there that was not consistent with Star Wars canon, but it's a game and nobody really cares. So, I mean, no, people care, but they don't care that it's not, consistent with the movie universe that they've had so far. They changed certain things, right? Because despite the fact that Disney originally said when they bought Star Wars that everything's going to be canon from now on. Remember they said that? Yeah, that didn't last long at all. It only took them a few novels in before they said, okay, well, yeah, that's not part of canon and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so that's why I don't think many people cared as much. All right, what's next?
Raymond writes, too bad Nautilus was canceled at Disney. It stars Shazad Latif, who was on Star Trek Discovery as a Klingon spy, from Lieutenant Tyler to Captain Nemo.
Yeah, Jonathan actually brought up an image of him earlier today when that was on. Now, this is a Disney-produced show, but the report I read said that Disney is going to try to shop it somewhere else.
I hope. It sounds cool.
Yeah, so maybe they can get Netflix to pick it up, or maybe they can get Amazon to pick it up, or maybe they can get Paramount Plus to pick it up. I mean, I don't know. But it sounds like they definitely put a lot of money into it, and they're going to try to get some licensing fees out of it. So hopefully they're going to be able to find a home for it. All right, what's next?
Haas TV writes, John, you must watch MJ's This Is It doc. Controversy aside, the show he was planning was insane. Plus, it's crazy to watch him do the Thriller routine literally 10 hours before he's pronounced dead.
Well, I can only imagine. It's funny, as somebody who lived through that era when Michael Jackson was the king of pop, it's hard to describe to people today how much he truly ruled the industry. Like today, people will throw around Taylor Swift, or they'll throw around Beyonce, or they'll throw around The Weeknd or stuff like that. Nothing. You gotta understand, you have to have lived through that. They're nothing compared to the way it was, undisputed. Michael Jackson ruled the music world. Period. Full stop. Nothing else was close. That's why he was crowned at the time the king of pop. And we've never really seen anything like that again since. But yeah, anyway, I was unfamiliar with the documentary before. More and more people tell me to check it. I'll probably give it a shot. All right, what's next?
Some support from Justin Neves. And then John Redcorn writes, I love LeBron, greatest of all time, James. But there are two stains on his legacy for me. One, The Decision, and two, Space Jam 2. He produced it. It was so bad.
Yeah, neither of those things are on the basketball court, right? It's the same argument I have with some people. Like, some people will talk about Michael Jordan and they'll talk about his gambling and all that kind of stuff. It's like, what? That has nothing. That was not on the basketball court.
Right.
Doesn't matter. Look, let me be very clear. In the MJ versus Michael Jordan, who is the greatest of all time? I am a Michael Jordan guy. Let's be very clear about it. For now. I mean, LeBron James still has more basketball in him. We'll see how that goes. But for me, it's probably going to end up Michael Jordan, probably LeBron James number 2. But the one argument that I think that is the strongest argument, if you wanted to argue LeBron James over Michael Jordan, this is the best argument for that, is that I believe one of the biggest indicators of how good you truly are is how good or bad was your team without you, right? I think that's one of the biggest indicators. Now, when Michael Jordan, when he first left the Bulls, right? The Bulls came to within one game of going to the NBA Finals the year with their first year without Michael Jordan. In other words, the Chicago Bulls were still a great team. Even without Michael Jordan, they were still a great team. Didn't get to the finals, didn't win another title without Michael Jordan, but they were still great. Highly competitive, they were a great team. LeBron James, put this into perspective. He was on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they finished in first place in the NBA. They didn't win the championship that year, but they finished in first place. The very next year, after he left Cleveland, Cleveland finished in last place. In last place. And that's kind of been a pattern of wherever LeBron has gone. When he's there, they win. As soon as he leaves, they tank. Whereas with Michael Jordan on the Bulls, he was there, they win championships. He leaves, they still got close to a championship. Again, I'm MJ over LeBron, but the best argument for LeBron over MJ, I believe, is that one. That's the one. I mean, and the all-time scoring leader, sure. But I mean, I think that's the biggest argument if you're going to have one. But we'll see how much longer LeBron plays and what he's able to do with those remaining years. All right, what's next?
Charles Andre Becerra writes, John, damn it, Ray, fix the thumbnail. It's Roadhouse, not Roundhouse. Ray, oh, my bad. John, hire family. They said it'll be cheaper. I actually saw that the other day.
Oh, did I?
It says on the title's correct. The title's correct, but
on the thumbnail?
On the thing it says Roundhouse. I'm sure they do Roundhouse kicks in that.
They do roundhouse. That's what Ray was thinking about. He was thinking about the moves.
A roundhouse
about
kick
like
you.
a roundhouse steak.
There's something called a roundhouse steak.
I have no idea what I'm talking about, but
I know there's a porterhouse steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just
A roundhouse steak.
Let me just change
Chef
this.
Pleasure strikes
it's in the
again.
thumb itself.
Oh yeah, I have to do the thumb over.
Yeah.
Ding.
All I can think of now is Step Brothers. Oh, Roundhouse your ass.
All right, guys, listen. We still have some more questions to get to. We're going to take another quick break here and thank another sponsor of today's episode, our friends, my mobile service provider, and they should be yours, Mint Mobile. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Mint Mobile. Signing your life away to a big wireless provider is kind of like being trapped on a roller coaster from hell. Sure, it looks like fun at first. They probably even threw in a free phone, but now you can't get off. Month after month of insane bills and unexpected thrills, like overages and surprise fees. If that sounds like your current big wireless plan, it's time to get off the ride with Mint Mobile. For a limited time, wireless plans from Mint Mobile are just $15 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for just $15 a month. You guys know before before I came to Mint Mobile, I was paying triple what I am paying now on the standard big wireless plan, and I will never go back. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. To get your new unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped right to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. And thank you to our friends at Mint Mobile for sponsoring this episode of Open Mic. All right, that down, let's get to the rest of your questions here, shall we? Jonathan, what we got next?
Connor wants us to know that the live action One Piece has 18.5 million views. How do we know that?
Don't care. All right, what's next?
Taki75 writes, Sonny Sandler was a revelation in You Are Not Invited in my bat mitzvah. The girl is a natural. She shined in both comedic and dramatic scenes.
Listen, everything that Adam Sandler does on Netflix is garbage. But I saw the trailers for this. I haven't watched the movie yet. I think the trailers looked really funny. I thought they looked really charming and really fun. And I'm actually looking forward to watching this. Now, I just said all the stuff on Netflix was trash. Which was the one with
I'm looking it up.
the jewel where he's the jeweler?
Yeah, it's uncut.
Uncut Gems. Was that on Amazon or was that a Netflix one?
I can't remember, but that was the one I was going to say was good.
Yeah. But I don't know that one was on Netflix. For some reason I want to say that one was on Amazon Prime.
I think it was Netflix.
Maybe it was Netflix. Okay, well, that would be the one exception then. That would be the one exception. But this one looks really good, and I am actually curious to see it myself. All right, what's next?
All right, we got Fangblade. Just finished the live action One Piece. Absolutely loved it. So much fun. Great action and score. The sword fighting is surprisingly great.
Good.
I wouldn't expect it to have bad sword fighting. I mean,
I have not watched it. I don't know what it is. I have no desire to watch it.
Ray's gonna see it.
That sounds amazing. Actually, we're gonna have probably game night tonight.
Well, Chris was saying she's not liking it all that much.
Oh yeah.
So all right. What's next?
We got Fangblade 71. Now, what upcoming MCU projects do you think have the least amount of potential? Personally, I'm excluding the shows. I have no hope for any of them. I mean, it would have been Ironheart, right? And Echo had the least.
Yeah, Echo. Those are the shows. The least potential for the movies. I honestly, right now, I think it's Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
The development of it has already been problematic. I think they haven't, like, the stuff they've had, like Kang in Loki season 1 was, the Kang we got in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania was okay, but I mean, ultimately, this guy who's supposed to be bigger and badder than Thanos lost a fight to Ant-Man. Let me repeat that. The guy who's supposed to be bigger and badder than Thanos lost a fight to Scott Lang. So I don't know. So I actually think, oddly enough, I'm going to make an Avengers movie. I think Blade has more potential than it. I think Armor Wars has more potential than it. I think The Marvels has more potential than it. I don't have a lot of hope for Kang Dynasty right now. I really don't. Hopefully my mind gets changed. All right, what's next?
Announcement. Go back and watch that Roundhouse. Go look at that Roundhouse.
Oh, you fix it?
Who misspelled something? Nobody.
No evidence anymore. No evidence. All right, what's next?
Terry McGinnis writes, Avengers, Earth's Midas Heroes is an excellent Marvel animated show. For anyone who wants to see the potential that Kang, the Kree, Skrull Invasion has, please watch the show. I watched that, and there was another Avengers I can never find online anymore, and I swore it was Earth's Mightiest Heroes, but it was even better Avengers cartoon, but I can't find it anywhere.
I'll tell you what, I tried watching a couple episodes of this. It was painful. It's so bad. I thought it was just utter trash. But again, that's the great thing about entertainment and the great thing about the art. It's just because I like something doesn't mean you need to like it. And just because I don't like something, that doesn't take away from the validity of how much you do like it. So if you like it, that's awesome. That's the best thing. But yeah, I got to tell you, I saw myself and I thought it was drivel. I really didn't like it at all, but that's just me. I'm sure there's things that I love that you think is drivel. And that's the great thing about being fans is that we get to have these different experiences and different, experiences with these properties that we love or don't love, whatever. And we go, okay, well, what's the next thing? So anyway, I'm glad you like it. That's the important thing. All right, what's next?
The Dojo Casa house that Ken built writes, just bought my nun costume for Thursday.
Man, listen, I love that character. There's something so inherently creepy about, like, you line up all the horror icon characters, the nun is the creepiest one. I mean, if they're just standing there, nothing looks more creepy than the nun. I gotta say, the trailers have not really won me over for this movie. They really haven't. Like, I've liked the Exorcist trailers. I think the Exorcist looks better than the nun, but we'll see. What are you laughing at?
I just misspelled it again.
You just misspelled Roadhouse again?
I was like saying, look at it. What
does it say?
And then I realized it was Roadhouse is 2 words. So now I have to change it again.
No, I think it's one word, Roadhouse.
I think
No,
Roadhouse
'cause I
is
looked it
one
up. It's 2 words.
All right.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah. Even in our thing, it was Jake Gyllenhaal's Roadhouse, which is correct.
Yeah, but don't check ours.
You're
Check
right. It is 2 words.
Yeah.
100%. You're right.
So,
Right.
you know what? Wait 5 minutes before you check it again.
Then check it again.
It's about to change.
All right,
now.
Roundhouse.
All right. What's next?
Suthius writes, I'm not sold on Morgan Elsbeth yet. She just seems like a cranky, angry Asian mother of 5 boys who's just trying to do her best, but no one listens to her.
Well, I mean, you have to remember her in Mandalorian season 2, right? Like, because yeah, if you just look at her in Ahsoka, it's like, what's the big? This is kind of a pathetic. But if you look at it in combination with what we saw, and she had that fight with Ahsoka, I think that makes a more compelling character if you take Mandalorian into it as well. But listen, I'm looking to Ahsoka to really turn the corner tonight. I really think tonight's episode is going to give us the best indicator about, is this going to be a really good, solid show or another disappointment show? So far, I've had things I've liked. I've had things I've not liked about Ahsoka. I think tonight's episode is going to be a real turning point. Whether that's for good or for ill, we'll find out. It starts in 2 hours and 15 minutes. We'll find out in 2 hours and 15 minutes. All right, what's next?
All right. Buck's Basement has a different take on One Piece here. He's not encouraging anything. He's just asking, based on their numbers, how long would we have to wait for a season 2 announcement?
Not long.
Mm-hmm. Probably soon.
Not
Yeah.
long. Yeah, I'm
If
guessing.
they're allowed to.
Yeah, I'm guessing with strong launch numbers, they're probably greenlighting a one as we speak. Now, look, I don't know what kind of budget this thing had. I've no idea, and I don't care. But I mean, with the numbers it's getting, I
You might care.
I would think they'll probably do. You know, I'll go as far as to say this. I bet they've already decided and greenlit a season 2. They may not want to announce it right now. They may sit on that announcement for a bit, but I have very, very little doubt they've probably already greenlit season 2.
I can confirm some news, though. You don't care.
I can confirm this just in. John doesn't care. But yeah, I'm going to guess they've already probably greenlit season 2. Yeah. All right, what's next?
Talkie75 says Agatha also has Aubrey Plaza as her love interest.
Yes, I love Aubrey Plaza. I mean, she's not just April Ludgate from Parks and Rec anymore. Her performance on Legion was absolutely incredible. We were talking earlier today about that Josh Hartnett movie that he's in, Operation Fortune, that with Jason Statham. She's also in that, and she's wonderful in it. She's in that, what's that resort TV show that everybody loves right now? White Lotus.
Yeah, I don't love it, but
she
yeah.
was really good in White Lotus. I love her, and I'm really excited that she's going to be in that. All right, what's next?
All right, it looks like this is our final one. It's from Caleb Jacobs. I love that Rappinville sketch from SNL.
Didn't see it.
That was this one.
Oh my god,
It was really
now, is
good.
that old? That's an old one, right?
Yeah, older, yeah, for sure.
I don't recognize it.
And then they get into like a dance
Now, is this what led them to Dick in a Box? I
It
don't
was
know.
around that era.
Was it around that era?
Yeah.
Tell you what, I've always said this. Justin Timberlake, who is a tremendous showman and a great singer, great musician, all that kind of stuff. Not a good actor.
Yeah, I knew.
Not a good actor.
Always
But
goes,
yeah,
Woo! It's like a
But-
roller coaster.
but his personality is so great that when he does stuff like Saturday Night Live, even though he's not a great actor, he kills it when he's on Saturday Night Live, because it's just him being a goofball, right? And he's so naturally likable and has so much natural charisma that when he hosts that stuff and he does stuff on Saturday Night Live, he rules. He's great at it. Just don't put him in the next Kenneth Branagh film or anything like that.
And he's guaranteed his next release, if he ever does another song, it's going to be a hit. He's like one of those guarantees where it's like Lady Gaga, if they release a song, or Taylor Swift, they release a single, they're always going to get.
I'll tell you what, one of my favorite songs the last number of years is, I think the title of it is Say Something, that he did with that country western singer Chris Stapleton. And if you want to see something really, really cool, look up this video on YouTube of Justin Timberlake and Chris Stapleton, and they together sing one of Justin Timberlake's songs, and which is which one well, I know the Chris Stapleton song they sing is Can't Drink You Away. No. The Chris Stapleton song is Tennessee Whiskey, and the Justin Timberlake song they sing together is Can't Drink You Away, and they sing it as one kind of meshed up thing, and they sing it at like the Country Music Awards or something like that. And I'm not a country music fan, but man, those two guys together is awesome. Like really, really cool. Look it up. Justin Timberlake, Chris Stapleton, they're really phenomenal together. It's really, really good.
So we have one more that came through. It's from
okay.
Duck Duck. I'm not sure any of us have seen this yet, but mini review for Shame with Fassbender. That's
that's the old one that he did.
It's not that old. I think it just came out. It was
No. It came out a number of years ago. That's where.
Shame. Never mind. Yeah.
You're thinking of The Killer.
Yep.
That they just put the trailer out for.
Yeah.
Hey, it's kind of dark, little filthy, but dude's got a sex addiction. Michael Fassbender with a sex addiction. But it's
George Clooney.
But honestly,
I thought you said the dude has a sexy dick, son.
I know. Well, George Clooney.
Dude has a sexy dick, son.
Well,
It's a sex addiction.
Sexy dick, son.
well, George Clooney mentioned his sexy dick son.
Addiction. Sexy dick,
tired.
son. He's got a
Like,
sexy
what?
dick, son.
You know that troll song from Justin Timberlake? That was
He should
great.
be on OnlyFans. OnlyFans.
All right, guys.
swear I
And on
wasn't
that
drinking.
note, that's a highlight to wrap up today's installment of Open Mic. Thank you so much for being here, guys, and making this show part of your day. Big special thank you to all sexy dick, son.
Fassbender on the Cock Network. The Peacock Network. Wow. Let's go. Look.
We should have ended 5 minutes ago. Thank you for being here. Big special thank you to all you guys who sent in those questions. I want to thank everybody who's in the room with me. Ray Ora.
Vikander.
If
Yeah.
you know, you
Fassbender, Vikander? Come on.
know. Jonathan Voico.
Roundhouse.
Myself, John Campea. Let's all go watch Ahsoka. We'll talk to you tomorrow, guys, where it's going to be me, Jonathan Ray, Rob's in tomorrow. Robert Meyer Burnett's in tomorrow. Come on back and join us for that. I'm sure we're going to talk about the new episode of Ahsoka. So until next time, my friends, bye-bye.